let's get right to it. In a minute since we've been in this, you know,
Space, I know.
situation. So, what's life been like for you outside of music?
Interesting. It's been life, and like JT said, life been life, but in a good way. I think everything happens for a reason. I'm a firm believer in that. So whether negative or positive, anything in my life, I feel like I utilize it, find the upside in it. But life's been good. Life's been chill, honestly.
Now, you've been dropping projects. How many projects have you dropped this year?
I dropped Diamond Mind on Friday. I'm dropping the like second half to it, the part two to it, Diamond Mouth, this month. So that'll be two. And then I do my annual birthday mixtape every year. So that'll be a third one. So that'll be three this year that I'll be checking out the year with.
Well, looking back at them, how do you feel your music's evolved with each release?
A lot. I mean, I'm my only competition, so I'm constantly listening to my old stuff and going back and watching my old stuff and just studying myself to see how I can progress. And I think that that's just where constant growth and evolution comes from. It's just being my own competition. Studying my own self. Um, and I think that it reflects in the music. I think when you listen to an old J record and you listen to a new J record, you can tell that I'm a little more vulnerable in my music now. I'm a little more open. I'm a little, I speak about a lot more in my music. I feel like when you listen to my older music, I had something to prove. I felt like I had something to prove during that time. So it was a lot more like just just rapping. So I think my music has evolved in that way and also in quality. That's always a huge factor for me is quality. So I think all of that is there, and I think the proof is in the pudding. It's there. If you listen and if you have been following for a while, you know you can see and you can hear that growth for sure, for sure.
Let's talk about this alter ego.
Joke the motherfucking goat. Yeah, Joke.
Yeah. So when does joke come into play?
Jolt comes into play when I feel like there's certain things that Jay don't necessarily want to say. I feel like it gives me an excuse to be like, blame it on that nigga. It wasn't me. You know what I mean? Like, but I feel like Joe is. I put it in the perspective of Joe is like Nicki's Roman. She always kind of put it in the perspective of that when you heard Roman, it was you was gonna get some lethal bars. You were gonna get that extra hardcore from Roman rather than listening to Nicki or her embodying her Barbie persona, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? But that's kind of what I compare it to. I think that he is that for me. When I feel like I've got issues or problems or whatever, or that I'm being attacked, I think that just naturally comes out of me. But I had to balance it out and really step back and look at it because it's like we all have our moments where we get extra frustrated, we get extra mad, and we acting upon that. So I feel like instead of me doing stupid shit, let me act upon it in a different way. And I feel like that's just me. I'm embodying a different side to myself because that's not always me. It's only me when bullshit arises. You know what I'm saying? When I feel like I'm being attacked and I gotta attack back. That's when he comes up.
Can we hear it in the music though? Like, can we hear it? Like, oh, that's joke.
No,
That's not Jay.
absolutely, absolutely. And I feel like because when you hear Jay, it's a little more playful. I might give you a little melody. I might give you a little this, that, and the third. You hear Joe, I'm saying some disrespectful shit. I might be even name dropping your ass. I might be even saying your name direct. You know what I'm saying? It's that. You know what I'm saying? But you put on a J mixtape, a J EP, it's not giving you that. It's a little more friendly, for lack of a better term. It's a little more digestible for for an everyday consumer. Yeah,
Who got the co-sign from JT? Jay or joke?
Jay. Jay. Ah. Well, I mean, shit. That's where Joe was birthed from. Was that mixtape? Fuck you, pay me. The mixtape that you opened up.
Hmm.
That stems from real life shit. I feel like that came from outside, and so that is when that's when he was born. I feel like that's when I started embodying that. But the night that I dropped the song I remixed was the night that I met her and chopped it up and everything, and rapped with her and all that. So it just was like full circle. It felt
What did that moment mean for you?
to me, it. I know me saying it meant a lot is like cliche, but for me, it really was that. I think it just showed me that I'm only getting closer. It showed me that the rooms that I'm manifesting to be in, I'm slowly starting to, you know what I'm saying, become around of that vibe or of that, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that moment just showed me like I could really do this. And because it's funny, everybody was telling me that night when I was on stage rapping with her that people kept saying, and I'm like, no, bro, but people kept saying that she was intimidated by me because of the way that I was, like rapping to the crowd. The point of her pulling people on stage pretty much was to rap her song without fucking up or without her fucking up first. It was pretty much to see who was gonna fuck up first. But I don't know. You know me. When I get on the stage and I saw all them fucking people, I'm at what is it, 11 That was the club it was at. That's where I was. So it was hella people in there. So I'm sitting there at one point. I'm performing to the crowd rather than looking at her and her face like it's not JT. And people were saying like she had to start turning to the crowd and start rapping, but I don't feel like that's true. I feel like, but either way it goes, it just shows you that I'm ready. It just shows you that this is what I'm made for. This is what I want to do. So that moment was crazy. That moment was
You have another cosign too. You got a Nicki Minaj cosign that we're not gonna just act like that didn't happen. So
yeah.
Nicki showing you love is huge. How did that come about? Tell people, and what impact did it have on you as an artist?
So that came about because she used to do this type of podcast, like audio podcasts on an app, and so I was just constantly on it every day that she'd get on it. Um, I just kept spamming the comments, but it's easier to kind of be seen on that app. So she saw me, and in that moment, she was bringing up Barb's to kind of rap, either one of her songs with her or to rap their own stuff or sing their own stuff. So she pulled me up, and as soon as I was like, "Hello," she said, "Yes, get to it, get to it." She didn't say shit else, and I was like, "Oh my god, bro!" So I had to lock in. I had to lock in because I'm like, "This is the moment. If this was like face to face, I can't fangirl out, bro. I gotta like lock in." You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy. And what it meant to me, the inner child in me was jumping up and down, screaming and crying, because I've been following this woman since I was 8 years old. So to have been able to and speak to her not once but twice, um, again, it just is showing me that I'm putting in the work that I should be putting in, and that I don't need to be comparing myself to anybody else. I feel like my path is my path, because who else do I know that has this cosign? You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's little milestones and gems that is for each and every one has their own. So I feel like this one was for me because the universe just know that this would mean something to me because this is my inspiration. She's damn near the reason why I do what I do and how I do it.
Well, you have somebody else that's inspiring you now too, though, and that's Doshi. So,
Yeah.
what about her artistry that inspires you?
I just think the effortless, raw, natural just aura that comes out of her that just surrounds her, that when it's just so, it's like she don't gotta try. I don't know, it's so in her. She's just so ready, and she's so open. And just when I say that, I mean sonically, she just taps into so many different things, and she stacks her own vocal. The way she stacks her own vocals is crazy. Like, she just inspires me to want to keep going, because I feel like the shit that she's doing, the style of music and rap that she's doing, is exactly what I want to be doing, or is exactly what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So it just she's really, that hunger is in her, and you can see it. And I feel like this is exactly why I fell in love with Nicki Minaj at a very young age, because of that drive and that hunger, and that ain't nobody touching her right now. Ain't nobody out of the new wave of rap girls. Hey, please put them up against her. Even a Megan the Stallion versus Doechii. Like I would like to see that type of not like a beef, but a rap battle, like a healthy rap battle. I would like to see them go back and forth to see, bar for bar. She got that shit on lock. So she's just definitely who I'm trying to embody in the sense of pushing my pen and tapping into different sounds and not being afraid to try shit with my own voice. And and I feel like there's certain things that Doechii can do with her voice that Nicki can't do. And that's no disrespect, but there's just like, certain people just have different abilities with their vocals. And I feel like Doechii is just really tapped into her vocals all across the board. And that's just something I really admire and I inspire from her.
You just dropped a music video to
I
Spookie,
did.
and it has a distinct vibe. What's the vision behind it, and how did you bring that concept to life?
So, Spooky is actually a remix. So pretty much Diamond Mind was me kind of getting back to my roots of how I started like making music, and that was remixing music, getting songs that I either really really liked or that were really popping at the time, and flipping it. So Spooky is a Doechii record. That's why if you see the single artwork, that's her on the artwork. That's if you go and listen to her original, hers is red. But yeah, that's kind of where that came from. I came across that song a few months ago, and golly, I it lit me up. And there's been a couple of songs that she has that fueled me up, that made me say I need to do this. I want to touch this. I want to flip it. I want to do it as if it were mine, but also I wanted to keep it original in the sense of, you know what I'm saying, when you hear it, if you know the song, you know that it's not originally mine, but you know that it's a, you know what I'm saying, you've heard it before. I wanted to reintroduce the record to my own crowd, but also try to reintroduce the record to her original crowd. So that's where that came from. And of course, the song title is hers is Spooky Coochie, but I was obviously that's not gonna fly. So I had to switch it up and give it a reason why it was called Spooky. So that's why I felt like I was attacking it the way I was, and the video just kind of, and I feel like it needed to embody that in some sort of way, and I felt like it was a chill vibe, but it still matched. So it was a very natural thing. It was just I've gotten influenced. I caught a vibe and I just did my shit.
That's out
It's
now.
out now.
So, after you get done watching, I'm talking to the viewer and the listener. When you get done watching this, man, make sure you go check out that new music video to Spooky. So, your project Diamond Mouth follows Diamond
Correct.
Mind.
So
So, what's the story you're telling with this continuation?
so how these songs came about. So let me backtrack a little bit. I've been working on these songs for both Diamond Mouth and Diamond Mind since November, since last November. Um, So originally, I only had about four records. I had Down South, Bigger and AZ, Is It, and another record called Life Plus Death. That's not out. Um, and I kind of was sitting on them for a minute. My engineer, shout out to Thrax, just got caught up in other opportunities. So we weren't really recording as much as I was used to. So it was just about me being afraid to go and find another engineer. But I was sitting on those four songs for a while. Ended up writing some more, recorded some more songs. Shout out to Spin at Spinja Turtle on her Instagram. And started, getting busy. And so I ended up with about 18 records, 20 records, somewhere around there. And I was going to originally give them all at once, but I just felt like it was too much because I haven't really released anything in a while. So I didn't want to overfeed or overstimulate the listener with so many, or overwhelm them with so many songs to have to, listen to. So I decided to split them. And so Diamond Mind, I felt like I chose the best songs that kind of went hand in hand with one another and that were cohesive, and put those first nine out, and the other nine that were supposed to be out just kind of go well with one another as well. This side is more like up and pump and like. So it it's definitely like a long time coming, but I'm excited to have done it the way I did it, split and give them 9 and 9, and I feel like that still gives me time to work on the next project, which will be Tape 25, because my birthday's in November. So yeah, it's been a long time coming with all these songs, so I'm excited.
Take 25. Is that an age thing or
That's an age thing, right?
that's dope? I like
Yeah.
that.
So I started with my first mixtape, my first EP right here, Awakening 21. So I dropped that on my 21st birthday, November 19th. And then 2022, I just dropped a single called 22. And then dropped Tape 23. That was during that whole like Trina, like Ice Confest. And then Tape 24 was the whole like balloon white backdrop vibe. And then yeah, now we're on to Tape 25. So it's a thing that I do. It's a little like, consistent thing that I do every year.
Hey, I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot. So, with that being said, you've been putting out bodies of work for
5 years now,
5 years,
yeah. Hmm.
5, 6. Yeah. So, from your perspective, what's the most misunderstood part about being an artist in today's industry?
Oh my gosh. I think that answer can go a long way. I feel like it starts with the fact that the really good ones are overshadowed by the ones that are diluting. I think that we are in a world of a trend right now, and so it's kind of hard to be it's kind of hard to be noticed or be recognized for the hard work that you put in. And so because it's such a common thing now, I think that a really big misunderstanding is that people don't put in the work, or that people don't go hard, or that people don't put in their blood, sweat, and tears, and put their money behind this. And you know what I'm saying, that people aren't dedicated, and that they think it's just a hobby or a game. Or so I think that that's a really, really big one. And that goes with friends, family, people in your own community, people in your own field. Like it goes a long way. But I think it's something that should push an artist and make them want to be like, all right, bet. So then when you see the vision, let's see if the answer or the energy is still the same.
Who's on your collaboration dream list?
And this is mainstream artists. This is like already someone.
I mean, it's a dream. I mean, I will hope you're not dreaming to work with somebody from.
Not
I
Arizona.
ain't gonna say the disrespect, 'cause the South Side. Yeah, like I hope you ain't
No,
like yo. I can't
no,
wait to
no.
link up with dog from Levine.
Well, I think it's safe to say, I've got my people that I feel that if you kind of mesh together, you get me. So, of course, off bat it's Nicki. Doechii is gonna follow. Tyler the Creator, um, and Big Sean. I feel like those are the people that I am, and producer wise, I would say Pharrell, for sure. Um, but yeah, I feel like he just would understand me as an artist. He's just very.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
spectrum is wide with his work. So, yeah, I think that those are like my four dream collaborations. Those are my inspirations. I love them. I think that they are my push. They're really my push. I feel like if you listen to, there's elements of them in my music. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to find a little gem, a little scoop of each. It's like a little Napolitan, but with the extra flavor, because it's four of them.
All right. So where do you see yourself musically in the next year or two?
mm, Not in Arizona, hopefully. Yeah, this is.
Not in Arizona is crazy, but
No, no, and when I say, well, let me get to that, because I'm supposed to be going to the Dominican Republic, supposed to be, to kind of pursue, to push that music outside of the United States. I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish. Making a Latin record is nothing new to me. Speaking Spanish in a song is nothing new to me. I've learned Spanish before I learned English, so that's what I mean by not being in Arizona. I'm really hoping that this falls through, this Dominican trip, or because when I go out there, I'm gonna be out there for about 6 or so months. Like I'm not gonna be out here for a while. But that's because, my mom's husband is from out there. So he's already kind of got some stuff, lined up a little bit. So it's just about if it falls through, really. But that's a goal.
So for our Spanish listeners, say your future plans in Spanish for me, please.
Who that you got on your viewer list listening to you in Spanish?
I can show you right after you
So they're
say it.
listening to you in English whole time. You want me to say it in Spanish?
Yeah, I want you to say that you're going to the DR and you traveling to make your music sound bigger.
Pues mira, mi sueño es esto. Mi sueño es ir a República Dominicana y a trabajar en mi música y es algo que trabajo muy duro y es algo que pues yo trabajo muy duro en esto. Yo no juego con esto. Yo creo que es algo que, ajá, you thought that I couldn't answer, huh? You froze for a second.
Let's go catch up. We about to do numbers.
Stop.
Okay, I bet. Thank you
Yeah.
for that. I needed that. That's gonna be the perfect sound bite. That's gonna be the perfect sound bite.
You're hilarious.
All right.
These lights is gonna die on me. I need to turn on my ring light real quick. I'm so sorry. Here, I'm moving sides.
No, you're good. We gonna be able to make it make sense.
Is that good?
Okay, now we gotta do it all over again.
No, don't say that.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
I was
kidding.
like, I'll move back. I'll just move the ring light over there.
That's all good. As an artist and a person, how have you grown since you first stepped into the game?
I think that I've learned to become more open as a person and become more open in my music, become more reflective, become more accepting of a lot of things, and just learning to, like I was saying earlier, not compare myself to anybody or to anybody else's success or to anybody else's path. I think that that's something that I'm still, it's an ongoing thing that I'm still learning to do, because I'll have said this now and I'll go to sleep tonight, wake up tomorrow and see somebody do something huge, like I didn't just drop a video today and be like, damn, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? So I'm learning to not do that even outside of the music, even with, because I feel like everyone has their days. I struggle with body dysmorphia, and so there's days where I'll see myself in the mirror and I'm like, oh, you look fine, and then the next day I'll be like, oh hell no, like what the like, it's real, and so it's just something that I struggle with, but I'm learning to still grow from. And I think that making music is building that confidence, because when you make a song you got to make a video to push it, and you got to look good in the video, so it makes me always keep up with myself and make sure that I look good. And now that I'm building this reputation for myself and building an image, when I step outside, I got to make sure I still look somewhat decent, so that if somebody who recognized me from a show or from a song or whatever, from a video, you know what I'm saying, I still look put together somewhat. So those are things that I'm still learning. I think that that's what has pushed me to have to learn. Honestly, it's preparing me for the bigger issues in the industry when it comes to those type of things. So yeah.
What's one fan interaction that really stuck with you and reminded you why you do this?
I went out to a club one time with shout out to K Renee. We went out to a club. We was in a section, and we was just doing our own thing. We was vibing, drinking, chilling. Um, a lady comes up to me and she said, "You be making music, huh?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Your name is Jay?" And I said, "Yeah." She said, "I've seen you a couple times at some shows." She said, "Your music is fire. Can we get a picture?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely." And so that right there just let me know, like, bro, keep going. I've never seen that lady a day in my life. I've never seen her again since then. You know what I'm saying? So that that moment right there really let me know, like, keep pushing, keep going at it.
Okay, that's dope. Well, I don't really have, what I'm saying? Like this right here is an update. This right here is to promote what you got coming out, Diamond Mine. No, I keep saying it wrong. It's not Diamond Mine. It's
Diamond Mouth. Diamond Mind is out now. Diamond Mouth will be out September
exactly,
26th.
yeah. And Spooky. So
Yeah.
Spooky is kind of like the
It's
music video or the song that you know, like the first single.
pushing the whole. Yep, yep. So, we spoke outside of this, and I had showed you a couple records, and Spooky was originally supposed to be the first single, like the first kind of like push, but it just still didn't feel right, even after we spoke about it, and I just didn't feel like I wanted to. It just wasn't time. It just didn't feel like it was time to put out such a strong record like that. So I felt like Fanned Out, which is also on Diamond Mine, was the perfect build because it wasn't too much, it wasn't too little. So I felt like, and then, that whole AZ rappers list broke out and everything under the comment section happened. And that's why Spooky the music video happened. So yeah, I'm grateful for that. So Spooky is definitely the like lead single. I think Found Out was like the buzzer, but this is like the lead. There's a music video, and I also got a like a mic video coming as well for another song on Diamond Mine called Dochi's Son. It's the second record on that EP. So I've got some stuff coming. I got some stuff coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I want to use this as a reference point to the stuff that's coming out. But before I let you go, I do want to speak to you about these lists floating around the Arizona community. What kind of impact do you feel that these lists have, and do you feel a certain kind of way that you? I remember you talking to me outside of this that you're not on them. Does it matter? Does it not matter? How do you feel about those lists?
I'll say this. I think it's the plot here is not about if it matters. I think it's more so about if it's going to even exist, then it needs to be done properly. It needs to be done, you know, in a correct manner. I don't think that if we're going to continue to keep feeding this clout shit and keep putting into it, I think that the real will never be seen. I think that the real will always continue to be watered down. It's all of the music we have now. When you used to turn on the radio back in the day, you used to hear talented people. You used to hear talented artists. You turn on the radio now, 9.5 times out of 10, you hearing a TikTok person, a song that's not from a person that's gonna be here in the next 5 years. Do you see what I'm saying? So that leads me back to the list. It's the same thing that the Grammys do. If it's going to be a thing, if you're going to keep making categories, creating these new categories, then make sure that we're including the proper people. Make sure that we are including the people that should. And this isn't even just from me. I feel like there's so many other people that I know are putting in work that I personally don't know, but I'm saying I know there's people out here that put in work like I do, if not more than I do, and they're not on the list. So and you see people who are not necessarily supporting what you do, but reaching out for your resources. You see what I'm saying? So it all leads back to that. I feel like my question will still remain the same. If we're making these lists of the top best Arizona rappers, then the list should be about rap and the music and how much work they're putting in around the music and how much they're doing to market and promote themselves and how much they're what I'm saying, how many projects they're producing a year in 1 year. These are the things, what I'm saying. Give me I said give me the top two on each of them lists, and let's we could do the bar for bar, and then let's make a list again, and then let's see if it's still the same. That's why it matters. That's the only reason it matters. Because I really do this, because I really rap, and because I really push my pen. You got people on these lists that don't know how to even upload their own music through DistroKid. That's the problem here. This is the problem. That is the problem. So that is where it lies. It's not so much about it mattering. It's if it's going to exist and y'all gonna keep doing it. Make sure that you're giving flowers to the proper people and not just handing them out like a piece of fucking candy.
I ain't no need to do another deep dive. We're just gonna let the music speak for
Exactly.
itself.
Spooky out
I
now.
need you
Spooky
guys to
out now.
tap in
Spooky
with my
out now.
guy. Yeah, Yeah, tap in with my guy, man. So where can people find you at on Instagram?
Yes, you could tap in with me on Instagram or all socials at Jaae Musiqq. That's JAAE Music MUSIQQ. On any streaming platforms, just JAAE. And yeah, I'm anywhere you listen to music. So get at me, tap in.